Hello and welcome back to another edition of Skep's Unnamed Deck Showcase. For my first episode back after a month-long not doing this show, I decided to showcase the best deck of the format as well as the deck that took first place in the most recent KC Cup and the majority of top 10 spots. Despite Phantom Knights and Mech Knight's existence as Tier 1 on the Duel Links meta website, I think it's pretty clear to see which deck is taking the most representation and is perhaps most worthy of the best deck slot. Without any further ado, let's present what is effectively the greatest deck you can be playing right now, Salamangreat Code Talkers. So here we are with the deck, and since we have talked about Salamangreat so many times, I'm not going to go over too much in depth of what those cards do. Rather, we are using them as extenders for a generic Cybers inboard and our supplemental engine of Code Talker. You really can see why this deck is called Salamangreat on DLM, despite the fact that, in my opinion, it plays nothing like Salamangreat, because we're basically playing exclusively Cybers extenders, and Salamangreats are currently the best Cybers extenders we have in the game, because they allow you to have one extra turn of extension, whereas vanilla Code Talkers usually ends with no more resources to play after their first turn. This can play for one additional turn, although the lack of Salamangreat extra deck monsters does hamper that ability. It is better than vanilla Code Talkers, which is why I would consider playing this over regular Code Talkers, although I still prefer Salamangreat as an actual Salamangreat deck rather than a vehicle for skill turbo. We are playing one Lady Debug and two microcoders rather. Microcoder in the best case scenario is searching our one copy of Signet Crosswipe as part of our inboard. Our standard inboard is going to be Firewall Dragon in the extra monster zone, pointing to Shooting Code Talker with ideally a Crosswipe set. Given that we really want to get to Crosswipe, I would consider playing 3 Microcoder because you really want to open this card. I don't have 3, so we're playing 2. Our Salamangreat monsters are Gazelle, Jack, Foxy, Falco, Foul, and Mir. I would maybe cut the second Foul for the third microcoder. I would maybe cut Signet Mining number 3 for a second crosswipe, but I really do just want search power because debug is only a one of in this deck. We are playing 3 Signet Mining as a search card for our debug and any other Salamangreat we might need. 3 Salamangreat Circle as 3 additional copies of any Salamangreat we might need. That's why it's not bad to be playing mostly one-ofs. Our Garnet in Salamangreat Sanctuary acts as discard fodder for Foxy as well as Unicorn. It's just a nice way to plus ourselves. We're on 2 copies of Signet Backdoor. A lot of lists are playing 3. It's good for dodging removal, but this deck can play through removal really well, so I don't know how much I really value 3 of it. We're running out of cards to cut, and I really do not like 1 Signet Mining, but maybe I'm just an idiot. Those are the main deck monsters and spell traps. Well, mostly just spells. We're not playing any traps because this deck really just kills on the crackback if it goes second, and if it goes first, you're hoping your 1 bounce and 1 pop are enough to win you the game. Our skill, of course, is Code Talker Alive. If we control Decode Talker in the extra monster zone, we can set Recode It Alive from outside our deck. From there, we're going to link off Decode Talker and any one other monster for Firewall in the extra monster zone, activate Recode It Alive to banish the Decode from our deck, and summon Shooting Code Talker below it. We're playing Shooting Code Talker over Encode Talker because it is better. You can play Encode Talker to avoid opening the Trickstar box, but it is a strict downgrade, although it probably won't come up very often. The reason you play Shooting Code is because if you banish Firewall off of Signet Backdoor, you special summon it in the main monster zone pointing to Shooting Code and have another bounce effect live. Let's talk about the extra deck. We've got Nightmare Phoenix, which has not come up for me. I would maybe play... I don't think there's a better Link 2 to play since you have to play monsters with different names, and you can co-link this to Firewall, so it's not bad. 1 Bay Links, 1 Sunlight Wolf. Routinely, we're making Sunlight Wolf instead of Code Talker, so we can summon Jack Jaguar, add back Gazelle for following turns, and then make a Decode Talker with the Code Talker or the microcoder we have in hand. We've got 1 vanilla Code Talker for hands where we cannot make Sunlight Wolf, which do happen infrequently, but you do lose the game if you can't make Code Talker and you can't make Sunlight Wolf, so play Code Talker. 1 Decode Talker because the skill demands it, 1 Shooting Code Talker because it is the best secondary Code Talker, 1 Nightmare Unicorn because it is the best Link 3 in the game, and 1 Firewall Dragon because it's part of our inboard. With all that being said, let's show you some replays against ladder and against some meta decks and see how it compares. Game number 1 here, going to be up against a Magician's Magic Dark Magician player on DSOD Yugimoto. Magician's Magic DM, of course, being the breakout new structure deck, actually turned out to be playable. I think this deck sucks because it doesn't do anything if it goes first, because it can't do the circle into Nav, and quick fusing on your opponent's turn into the Dark Magicians isn't as good as a quick speed banish plus putting up 2 blockers that make a rank 7. We're going to normal summon Foxy and hit circle off of it. Must be nice. We're going to activate Mining, pitching Jack Jaguar for Gazelle. Gazelle will activate on a new chain to summon itself from the hand. We're going to send our other Reanimator, Salamangreat, being Falco. We're going to make Bay Links. What I should have done here is activated Falco to put Foxy back in my hand for next turn, but I'm an idiot, so I didn't do that. We're going to Jack Jaguar, putting back the Bay Link. Since we're not going to end on a Salamangreat, that protection effect will not come up. We're going to add Gazelle back to our hand and use Sunlight Wolf and Microcoder in our hand for Decode Talker. We're going to put Decode Talker in the extra monster zone there. Activate Microcoder's effect to grab Crosswipe as part of our inboard. Activate Code Talker Alive. Activate the effect of Falco to put Jack Jaguar in our hand. Then we're going to make a copy of Firewall Dragon. The idea here is we're adding Jack back to our hand, so if they activate Circle or Piercing the Darkness, we can activate Jack Jaguar to destroy their face-up spell by discarding, activate Foxy to discard Jack Jaguar to destroy their spell. They're going to set 3 and summon Dark Magician, very skilled. We're going to bounce Dark Magician so they can't activate their skill, and since they couldn't activate the Quick Play Fusion spell because they said it, they're going to pass, and we're in a pretty good position here. We're going to normal summon Jack Jaguar. They're going to Book of Moon it. We're going to chain Crosswipe to destroy their second set card. What is that? It is a Bottomless Trap Hole. Activate Gazelle. They give up. Game number 2 here, going to be up against a My Valentine, not playing Infernoids for once. We're playing against Harpies on the ladder. We're going to go second, so let's see if Cyber Slash Pass can win them the game here. We're going to draw our opening hand, and wow, I really do wish I was just playing Salamangreat. I'm kidding, of course. They're going to normal summon Perfumer, add that Egotist to their hand, activate Egotist, summon Cyber Harpy Lady. That's a bad card. You shouldn't be playing that. The Harpy Mirror is not worth teching for. They're going to summon slash, set 1 card and pass. We're going to see if we don't lose the game to that. We're going to circle for Gazelle, activate the effect of Mirror to discard Falco, summon itself, activate Falco to set the card. Did not mean to do that. Whoops. Activate Foul in our hand. Foul is going to activate. Foul is going to discard Foul to target that set card, and now we can play completely unimpeded. We're going to activate summon Bay Links, activate the effect of Bay Links, chain Gazelle in our hand, see what we can do here. We're going to summon that Gazelle, add the Sanctuary to our hand. Gazelle will activate on a new chain to send, of course, Jack Jaguar to the graveyard. We're going to do what you've seen before. Make Salamangreat, Sunlight Wolf, activate the effect of Jack Jaguar to put Mirror back into the deck and reanimate itself. We're going to activate Sunlight Wolf's effect to get Gazelle back for next turn. Then we're going to make Decode Talker. We're going to play around Cyber Slash because we can't activate Recoded Alive. So we're going to go to the battle phase, attack for 200, attack for 1800, activate the effect of Recoded Alive, to summon Shooting Code Talker, and get in for lethal. All right, moving up the ladder here, we're going to be playing against a Shun Kurosaki on Infernoids, actually playing a real deck on my Legend rank up game here. Win streak of 17, and I play like a fucking idiot here, so let's see what I do wrong. We're going to activate the effect of Salamangreat Circle. No reason I should have lost this game with a hand this good, by the way. Going to activate Signet Mining, discarding the Falco for a Lady Debug. We're going to normal summon Lady Debug. Search for Gazelle. I should have searched for Microcoder because I should have valued the pop of the Void Feast when they set it in the back row instead of the Monster Bounce, but I was a fool. So we make our standard Firewall Passport against a deck that really doesn't care about that. We're going to make Sunlight Wolf activate Gazelle to summon itself. We're going to activate Gazelle's effect to send Jack Jaguar. We're going to activate Falco to put Gazelle back in our hand. We're going to activate Jack Jaguar to return the Bay Links, add the Foul for next turn. We have a ton of extenders, but so this is where I should have passed. I should have passed on Decode Talker, pointing to Falco with a set Recoded Alive and Cyanite Crosswipe. I did not do that. We're going to make Firewall Dragon, activate the effect of Recoded Alive, to end on a co-linked firewall. I did that because I didn't want them to destroy my monsters, so I figured, well, this guy can protect himself. They're going to search Void Feast, and at this point I realized, oh, right, I completely misplayed here. So I have to bounce that card so they can't destroy my monster, and now they just get to eat my entire board, and there's nothing I can do. We're going to activate Recoded Alive to bring back Decode Talker. Then we're going to draw Foxy. It's a pretty good draw. Let's see if we can excavate anything good here. They're going to Void Feast. We're going to Chain Foul to summon itself here. We're going to try to do anything at all. Really wish I was playing a copy of Nightmare Unicorn, rather Nightmare Cerberus instead. That could have forced out the Decatron before they could have done anything. We're going to activate Falco to put Foxy back. We're going to link off for Links. Activate the effect of Jack Jaguar. I'm really trying to hold on to my Gazelle here. They're going to negate, and by negate, I mean they're going to banish my Jack Jaguar target, preventing it from doing anything. We're going to make Phoenix summon Gazelle here. We're going to activate Gazelle's effect to send a foul. We should have linked off for something else. We're going to Unicorn. Unicorn's going to discard a card. They're going to negate that, and I think we're out of time. And even if we weren't, I think they win the game here. We're going to mirror and lose to time limit. All right, I wanted to show off some other decks that topped the KC Cup this time around, so we're going to be showing off Spellbook World Chalice. They're going to be going first, as they like to do. We're going to see if we can't play through their turn 1 setup. They're going to activate Spellbook of Secrets to grab that blue boy to their hand, shuffle up their deck here, and go for the normal summon of Magician of Prophecy. They're going to add Spellbook of the Master, a very good card here, just to thin their deck before activating Knowledge. Going to activate Master to reveal Fate, copy the effect of Secrets to add Knowledge to their hand. Activate Labyrinth Builder here, shuffling 2 cards back, and not even going for the Knowledge, I don't think. Activating their skill to make Imduck with the Labyrinth Wall, tribute that for the Chalice for no summon effect. They're going to make Security Dragon. This is why I like playing a copy of Pentastag over the Rasterliger, so you can save your Security Dragon for follow-up turns. They're going to bring 2 World Chalices out of the deck and search a copy of Crowned. I don't know if I like the playing of Crowned in this deck. I feel like since you're going to be ending on Ib so much, you'd rather have a World Chalice in hand that isn't a spellcaster just for niche situations. I probably would be playing a copy of Chosen because it doesn't share a type or attribute with Labyrinth Wall if I was going to be playing any normal monsters at all. They're going to be summoning Ningirsu and chaining Imduck's effect to draw 2 cards. They're going to make Firewall Dragon, very nice. They're going to activate Ningirsu's effect in hand to summon the Cup, and that is their turn 1 board. Very powerful. A quick speed bounce and a send of a monster from my extra deck after I summon it. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to Synapse Mining after we add the Jack Jaguar to our hand for a Gazelle. We're trying to do as much as we can without our normal summon. Not happy about opening 2 Synapse backdoors, but we'll see if we can make something happen here. We're going to send Falco. Falco's going to return Gazelle. I was debating going to battle phase, but if I do, I think it's a death sentence. We're going to summon Links. Links is going to activate to grab us the field spell. Going to activate the effect of Jack Jaguar, returning the Falco. We are going to link off Microcoder and Jack Jaguar for Code Talker. I want to keep my Gazelle, or I want to keep my Links on the field. That's going to bait out the effect of their Cup. We're going to banish the Code Talker just to add a Foxy to our hand. I should have grabbed literally anything else. I should have grabbed a copy of Mirror. That way I could have made a better play. They're going to activate the effect of Firewall Dragon to return Blue Boy. I'm going to be honest, I keep forgetting. I forgot that they activated this later in the game, so I played a little weird. And so this is a really rough spot here. I excavate the foul, but because I don't have another Links, I can't do anything. We're going to set a Synapse backdoor and hope to not die. They're going to summon Spellbook Condition of Prophecy that they added back to their hand off Firewall. They're going to add a copy of Knowledge. Going to activate Knowledge to send a Spellbook from hand, draw 2. They're going to activate Cosmic Cyclone to banish my set card. They're going to activate the Cup to grab the World Legacy Succession. They're going to activate Succession to bring back Ningirsu. They're going to activate Ningirsu to send a set card, and at this point, they have lethal on the... They should have done literally anything else, but they they allow me to get 2 Salamangreats out of my hand, send Foul to deck to set a copy of of Circle. They're going to discard DD Crow just as a little bit of BM. They could have stopped my graveyard plays at any time, but they chose not to. They're going to Nightmare Phoenix here to destroy my set card and draw a card. They miss lethal, though, but at this point, I don't think there's anything I can really do. They bring out another Lee, add a copy of Guard Dragon to protect themselves from targeting, which is basically my whole deck. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to protect the Gazelle so I can put it back in my hand. We're going to draw the best card remaining in our deck, Lady Debug. Very good. So I misplay here. I should have summoned Debug to the middle column just so I could link off a Salamangreat name. That was a huge misplay on my part. We're going to Decode Talker linked to their Phoenix just so I can get another couple hundred points of attack. I should have summoned it here, but alas. We're going to Synapse Mining to add Mirror. Mirror's going to activate, summon itself. We're going to make Unicorn with 3 guys, discard our Gazelle, and they're going to negate with Guard Dragon, and that's all she wrote, folks. There's really nothing we can do from here, but I play it out just because I think the World Chalice deck is cool, and they've basically gone through their entire extra deck at this point. Let's see if they can do anything here. They're going to Spellbook of Fate. Oh, that's why they're playing it, because it's a normal monster spellcaster. That's very funny, and we die. Alrighty, last game here. Going to be showing off which of the Code Talker decks reigns supreme. We're playing against our friend Kyle on Code Talker Mech Knight, the previously most popular Code Talker variant. We're going to see how this shakes out. We're going to normal summon Lady Debug to add Microcoder. We've opened the Signet Crosswipe, which is another reason I think you might want to be playing too, because opening it was very good for our inboard here. We're going to make Bay Links, search the Sanctuary. We're going to link those 2 off for a copy of Code Talker. This is why you play Code Talker, because we could not make Sunlight Wolf here. So we're going to activate the effect of Synapse Mining, discarding Falco for Foul. Activate Gazelle in our hand to summon itself, and then summon Foul. And this, of course, will let us, if we didn't open Foul, we would have sent Foul, because we're going to activate Foul to put Gazelle back in our hand. So we still, even without Sunlight Wolf, get to put our Gazelle back for future turns. We're going to make Decode Talker, set the Recoded Alive, trap, summon Firewall Dragon, activate the effect of Recoded Alive, to summon Shooting Code in the wrong half of the damn field. Then we're going to set a copy of Crosswipe. Because I know we're playing against Mech Knights, I'm just going to set them all in the same column so I don't give them multiple columns to set up. We're going to bounce their normal summon. They open purple. We're going to chain the effect of Crosswipe, tributing our Firewall Dragon and blowing up their guy, activate Recoded Alive, and summon Decode Talker. I just want to say that I know Code Talker and Salamangreat Code Talker to a lesser extent heavily rely on their normal summon, because especially in the case of Mech Code Talker and Pure Code Talker, you need Cyberse monsters on the field in order to get your extenders. So that's why I bounced the normal summon. Even though Debug pluses them, I wasn't planning on giving them another turn. So they end on nothing, and we just go to combat and end their miserable existence. So we're back with the deck, and despite the fact that this literally took first place in the most recent KC Cup and the majority of spots in the top 10, I don't think it feels very good to play. I think it feels incredibly one-note. You're ending on Firewall Pass, and occasionally you get to add Synapse Crosswipe to your hand, a card that is basically worse than Gemini Spark in every way, shape, or form. The power of this skill comes from setting a free Recoded Alive from outside your deck, rather than any of the individual powers of the cards therein, meaning it feels basically the same as most other decks in that you're going to be activating the yellow button and seeing if you win or die off the back of that. In this deck's favor, the yellow button at the very least doesn't play the deck for you. You have to make the decisions on how you're doing your combo lines. The deck isn't laid out in front of you at all times with the skill. So it's definitely better than the majority of skill decks, but I find it much less interesting to pilot than Salamangreat Pure. And I think in every game that I won, I would have also won with my Pure Salamangreat build. So despite the fact that objectively speaking, this deck is putting up much more results than Pure Salamangreat, I personally haven't experienced a game in which I would rather be playing this particular build over Pure Salamangreat. Those are just my thoughts, though. In either case, if you do enjoy this deck, I would recommend getting your rotations and King of Games climbs in with it now, because it's definitely going to get banned on the next ban list, given how much it overperformed in the KC Cup. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very nice to make a video on something that actually has proven results and give my takes on it. Hopefully this video is a little relevant before the deck gets banned in a week or two, and no one has any reason to ever look up Salamangreat Code Talker ever again. If you did enjoy this video, thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a comment. I think those are very effective in boosting my videos in the eyes of the algorithm. Leave a like as well if you could be bothered to do that, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.